Good morning, my 12th standard warriors. Welcome to the next mock test with me, Shreyas. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm Shreyas, I'm your physics master teacher at Vedantu going live. And today's mock test is aimed at boosting your rank by 20 marks. So these kind of questions are, conceptual. They are not very hard, but there are some decent concepts involved. Sometimes more than one chapter is involved, but this will boost your confidence. It will give you the idea of what kind of questions you should look forward to, what kind of questions you should solve from your assignments, so that you can boost your marks in physics by 20. And if you can boost your marks by this much, trust me, you're going to overall improve your percentile by a big deal, and that will obviously improve your chances of getting into NIT. So first of all, a very warm welcome to JEE Enthuse channel, which is an English medium channel dedicated to all the aspirants who want to crack exams like JEE, KVPY, NEET, or even BitSat. So welcome aboard. Hello everyone. Hi Nishal, hi Raj, hi Samuel, Yalni, Dornala, Purika. Hello Sam, hello Ankit. Welcome. Nice to see Nishal having that logo of our warrior logo from our channel. Very good, Yalni. I can see that with Samuel as well and Ankit. Thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you guys for changing your display pictures. By the way, if you want your cool display picture, there's a link in the description box. You can download that picture and change your display picture to show and pledge your support to this channel. Also, there is one more thing which you have to do in case you have not yet subscribed to our channel. So make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you do not miss any of my future updates, future strategy sessions, and future mock tests. So this channel has all kinds of playlists and series for 11th, 12th, as well as the passing out students. And if you're loving this video, if you're loving these sessions and you want to show your support and you want us to encourage to conduct more such sessions, please smash the like button down there. Alright, so let's begin with our session. Before that, let me also show you the schedule for this week. Hello, good morning, Prema. Hello, Tornado. Nice to see all of you. Hello, Hari Prasanna, Science Priya, Suraj, Anirudh, Pradeep, Drush. Good morning, good morning. Is I Wrote of a good book? Yes, Sam Ran. It is a very good book. In fact, one of the best books. But you should solve it for advance. For mains, it is not needed. Okay. For NEET, mains, BitSat also it is not needed. Only if you want to crack Olympiads or advanced examination, that's when you have to solve that book. There is no option. By the way, this is the schedule for this week. There's a mock test which I'm going to conduct today, obviously now. But there is another mock test, but for ray optics on biotonic for NEET students. So that's tonight on biotonic channel. One more mock test, that's on Thursday morning again. Reason why I'm choosing this morning slot is because I want you to get into the habit of waking up early and prepare well so that the rest of the day you are free rather than sitting in the night like a night owl. Okay, so that's what it is. But this is a timer where I'm going to set a time limit and you have to solve it. So how about having a Menti quiz on Thursday, guys? What say? Having a Menti quiz with proper time, not 30 seconds. I'll give you decent time. Let's say 1 minute or 1.5 minutes, depending on the difficulty level of the question. Very different kind of questions will pop up. What say? Do you want a mock test? If so, please write up in the chat box that you want a mock test in the form of Menti quiz. And if you want it just like this, then do let me know. I can conduct it accordingly so that I get to know what you want. Yeah, that will help you time. It will give you the, like a true feeling of writing an online mock test. But don't expect the leaderboard to be shown very frequently. Probably after every 5-6 questions, I will show you the leaderboard because, you cannot have too many breaks in between. So it will be like a rapid fire. One question, solution. One question, solution. So every question, I will give you some time, solution, and then we'll go to the next question. That's what I'm planning for you guys. All right. And the next week after that, obviously more sessions will come up on Monday and Tuesday just before the run up to the examination. By the way, there is still some time left, and if you still want to watch even the recorded sessions of our crash course, still the time is ripe because the trend shows that students who have been enrolling in the crash courses in different sorts of batches and revising the entire syllabus via mock tests or the sessions that we are conducting even in the long-term batches, that has helped over the long run, like you can see in the results, 7 to 8 times growth from the first to the third attempt. There are around 3,000 students who have got 90 percentile and above in Vedantu in the third attempt. This is almost like crazy, almost like 8 to 10 times more than the first attempt. That's cool. And these are all toppers who have got, some of them have even got 100 percentile in their individual subjects. There are almost 27 students in Vedantu who have got more than 99.9 percentile. And 4 out of 5 students have already qualified for JEE Advanced in Vedantu. Let me repeat that statement. 4 out of 5 students have already qualified for JEE Advanced going by the previous year's trends cutoffs. So guys, if you want to improve your chances for getting into IIT, for getting into NIT, for improving your scores, be a part of the last revision series which is still being conducted. You still have that ample time. You can join the test series as well as clear your doubts through the crash course. The crash course is there for 60% off over 10,000. So you get it only for 4,000 rupees when you use the coupon code SHCC. So do consider joining that even for the last 10-15 days. That's okay. Now let's go with the first few questions. The first few questions are warm-up questions. Get ready to fire up, get ready to warm up. Okay, so these questions are direct. Either you know it or you don't know it. So probably you should take not more than 20 seconds to solve these questions. Elvin, we'll be conducting a session for qualifying for advanced as well. But the main focus right now, Elvin, is to make sure you guys get a very good percentile in JEE Mains. Drush, Hemraj, Vedant, Sai Telugu. Okay, all have started answering. Kora, Ankit, Drush, Akhil, Shruti, Akash. Okay, all of you are saying D. Some of you are saying C. Okay, clearly there is a confusion between C and D. Everybody knows Gauss and Tesla are units of magnetic field, but with Weber, understand, Weber is the unit of flux. Please understand this. Gauss, one Gauss and Tesla. How are Gauss and Tesla related? It's 10 to the power minus 4. One Gauss is 10 to the power minus 4 Tesla. Okay, that's a smaller unit. So one Gauss is basically 10 to the power minus 4 Tesla. Weber per meter square is also the unit because Weber is the unit of flux, and flux is magnetic field into area. So you can see magnetic field will be flux divided by the unit of area. That means it should be Weber by the area's unit, which is meter square. So hence Weber per meter square is also the unit of magnetic field. The question said which is not. So be careful of those words like not, which is incorrect, which of the following is false. So open up your eyes and be a little bit more attentive towards those kind of words. Let's get going to the next question coming up on your screen. Quickly, this is rapid fire. The first 3-4 questions are warm-up questions. After that, the questions will become to the mains level or probably even towards the higher side. Okay, chalo, let's do this. Yes, Padmaraju, these are important topics and questions have come repeatedly in the JEE Mains, even in July and February and March attempt. Okay, a lot of you are saying C. Are you sure? Ankit says D 100%. Hari says A. Drush also saying A. Sai Telugu, Riya, Pratham, Pushpendra, all of you are saying C. Well. Which of the following depicts the particle nature of light? The correct answer is photoelectric effect. Remember, Millikan oil drop experiment gives us the ratio of, the mass and the charge, E by M ratio for an electron. It's got nothing to do with light. It has nothing to do with light, so it's not even a valid option. Okay, single slit diffraction. So when you have a slit and light enters, you will see that the light bends around that normal and it bends around that slit. That spreading of light can be explained only via the wave nature of light. Waves diffract, waves interfere. So it is not the particle nature. Young's double slit, it's interference. It is interference, and interference can only happen with waves. So interference is going to happen only with waves. Photoelectric effect, that is the correct answer, guys, because in photoelectric effect you treat light as light to be made up of photons, each having HF energy, and that energy goes to knocking out those electrons from the atoms. So that's the particle behavior. Photon is nothing but the particle behavior. Okay, so direct questions can come in the JEE examination. These questions will boost your percentile, boost your marks in physics, because these will be direct. And I have seen over the past years, and especially this year, the way they have designed the questions, there are at least 1 to 4 direct questions which you can immediately solve within 20 seconds by just the look of the question or somehow eliminating the options. Very easily you can solve 4 questions. 4 questions is 4 into 4, almost like 16 marks already. Okay, chalo, next question coming up on your screen. For a transistor, the characteristics, the alpha and the beta, which are the characteristics of the transistor, which one is more than 1, which one is less than 1? Let's see how many of you get this. And thank you Roshni for the like, and others, those of you have forgotten to smash the like button, go ahead, smash the like button right now. And if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, go smash the subscribe button for free so that you do not miss any of my mock tests. Okay, people are confused between A and B clearly. Interesting. Hi Sharat, hello, welcome aboard, thank you for all the love. Come on my warriors, figure this out. A and B, people are confused. Okay, Sai Telugu doesn't know. Now let me tell you guys, there is an easy way of getting through this. By the way, hi Raju, good morning. Hi Joy. Okay, so the correct answer is A. Now let me tell you, there is an easy way to do this problem. Many people get confused between those values. I have told this in my zero to hero of semiconductors and all of that, but still I'll explain this to you. See, alpha and beta, okay, how do you remember the ratios? Collector, it's like a post in the government. Collector of a city, collector of a town. It's a very important government post. He is always going to sit on the top of the other people. Okay, so it's a top position. So he will always come in the numerator. So collector is going to sit on the top. That's how you're going to remember it. Okay, now beta, B, symbolically similar. So put B over here. So the only symbol left is emitter. So put IE over here. Did you understand the trick? The trick is collector. Collector is a government post. You sit on the top. You are at the top notch position. And below him are the other people. Emitter and base. Base B, beta. Alpha will go with E. That's how you remember it. Okay, so this is the trick. And remember, in a transistor, if you have emitter, base and collector, the base current is always very small. Okay, the emitter current is very large and the collector current is also large, but this is very large. Why? Because this current, remember, this current and this current together give you this emitter current. The base and the collector give you the emitter current. Now think about it, which ratio is more than 1, which ratio is less than 1, or think about it, it's very easy now. Collector by emitter, this is large by very large, large by very large. So this will be less than 1, obviously. And over here, collector by base, large by small will be more than 1. So that's how you get it. Is that clear? Zayed, come on, join in, bacha. Okay, yes, these kind of questions come in mains, Akash. I hope you have seen the previous year's questions as well as this year's questions. There was a question saying, what is the focal length of the convex lens? Is it positive or is it negative? Is it 0? Is it infinity? Those kind of questions have come. Direct questions have come on theory. Direct questions have come on experiment names, or whatever facts are there, like for a diamagnetic material, what is susceptibility or what is relative permeability. These kind of questions have been coming in JEE Mains examination. People lose marks just because they don't know or they have forgotten to revise these basic facts. Okay, so let's get going to the next question. In an elastic collision, conceptual question. Okay, come on guys. The first 4 warm-up questions are going to come up, and then we are going to move on to good level questions. In an elastic collision, which of the following is true about the kinetic energy? How to clarify doubts with class teachers apart from lectures? So Padma Raju, the doubts will not be clarified with the class teachers. Class teachers will be present only in the session. Outside the session, you have subject experts who solve the doubts outside the class. So there is a facility, ask any doubt within the app, just search for it, you will get it using mobile, not on the web browser. On the web browser, you will not get it. On the mobile, download our Vedantu app and just use that functionality. Immediately, you will start receiving replies. So that's how the doubt facility has to be used. Okay, so B, lot of you are saying B. Okay, the correct answer is actually B. Very good, proud of you guys. Remember, in an elastic collision, okay, when the objects are colliding, and this is after the collision, okay, and this is probably, let's say, during the collision, this is during the collision. What happens is, if somebody draws the graph of kinetic energy with time, this graph will look something like this. Before the collision, they will have some energy. During the collision, their kinetic energy will go away partially, and again it will come back to the original level. So the kinetic energy before is equal to the kinetic energy afterwards. But during the collision, the kinetic energy will go away as potential energy in squeezing these objects, deforming them. And again the deformation goes away and it is converted back into kinetic energy. So for a brief moment, the kinetic energy goes down and again retains back to its original value. Hence the answer is B. Interesting. Great. Chalo, let's get going to the next question. Now these questions onwards, you will start seeing that they will get little bit tricky. Hence, I'm probably going to give you some time probably to solve this. A minute, I think, should be good. This is not very difficult, but not very straightforward also. There are batteries. There is one battery. There is internal resistance, 3 resistors, voltmeter and ammeter. Voltmeter and ammeter are ideal. Using this info, figure out what is the reading shown by voltmeter and the ammeter. Okay, it's a simple circuit, but you need to find its disguised form, and trust me, it will be very easy. Come on, my warriors, figure this out. Come on, come on, come on. Ideal, Akash, means the voltmeter has infinite resistance. It will not allow any current. It requires little current to measure the voltage. And ammeter is ideal. That means it has got zero or negligible resistance. So there is no voltage drop across that. Okay. So guys, backspace and others, if you have more doubts regarding counseling or anything else, or strategy, etc., or how to prepare, do let me know after the video ends in the comment section. I'll definitely help you out. Yes, Mohammed, NTA questions will be helpful. Hi, Siddiqui, welcome aboard. Some of you are saying C. Interestingo. Very, very interestingo. Let's see whether you guys get it correct or wrong. Okay, hardly 10 seconds to go. Time is going to be up. Okay, some of you are saying B. Okay, many of you are saying C. All right, the time is up, and let me tell you that this is actually a simple circuit. I'll tell you how. Let's say I mark this point as A. Then this is an ammeter, so there is no drop in the voltage. So even this point's potential will be A. Even this point's potential will be A because it's a wire. Even this point's potential will be A. But there is a voltmeter here. It has very high resistance. So this point and this point won't have the same potential. Okay, no problems. This point has a potential B. This is a wire. So even this point will have potential B, and even this point will have potential B. This point will have potential A. This is how things work over here. Now just redraw the circuit. You will get the idea of what has to be done. Okay, just redraw the circuit. So you have that battery. I will show the internal resistance outside. So this is R, which is how much? I think the R is 1 ohm. Okay, so this is 1 ohm. The battery, what's the voltage of the battery? Yes, it is 10 volt. So this is nothing but 10 volt. Okay. Now, do you see all 3 resistors? Forget the ammeter. Ammeter is a wire. Voltmeter, it's not even going to allow any current. So just forget it. Don't bother your time over there. Just think, aren't these 3 resistors having same voltage drop of A and B? Potential difference, A minus B, A minus B, A minus B. If voltage drops are same across resistors, what are they in? They will be in parallel. Very good, Hemal, Yalini, correcto. Yes. Won't it drop on resistors? Yes. You can see it is dropping on the resistors. But the current is flowing in some weird fashion. Don't worry about it. So all 3 resistors are going to be in parallel. That's a disguised form. I have told you about the disguised form. The circuit looks different. but when you actually redraw it, then it becomes like a simple series or parallel. Now you can see this is A, this is also A, this is also A, this is also A, this is B, this is B, this is B, this is B. That's how it works. And if you're interested in that voltmeter, well, that voltmeter is somewhere here probably. That voltmeter is somewhere here, and that ammeter is somewhere over here. Now it's simple. What is the equivalent resistance? What is the equivalent resistance of the circuit? This and this. What are they? 12 ohms. This is 12 ohms. This is 12 ohms. This is also 12 ohms. They are in parallel. So what will be the equivalent of these three parallel resistors? Won't it be 12 divided by 3? Because 3 resistors are there. The equivalent will be 12 divided by 3. And there is one more resistor in series. Don't ignore that. Don't forget that. So there is one resistor in series with their parallel combination. The currents come over here and pass through the resistor. So do not forget to add +1. So it's going to be 5 ohms, guys. Yep, everybody got it? So equivalent resistance will be 5 ohms. Now, just one, I'll show it probably later on. Now this is 5 ohms. That means I will also get what is that? Current. Okay, so that current will be the total voltage, which is 10 divided by 5, which will be 2 amperes. So now I have got the current, which is 2 amperes. I can see 2 amperes is only there over here. So I will immediately mark option B. I won't even bother to check the voltage. I won't even bother that. But just in case, let's say option C or D also had 2 amperes. Then I need to solve the problem. Just for the sake of that, I'll solve this problem for voltage. Now for the voltage, be careful. The voltage is across a resistor. Now voltage shown by the voltmeter is not I into R. No, don't do that. Because the current through this resistor won't be 2 amperes. The current through the ammeter is 2 amperes. This 2 amperes will get divided among all the 3. So 2 by 3, 2 by 3 and 2 by 3 will get divided. It will again collect and again flow over here as 2 amperes. So understand the current flowing through the resistor is not 2 but 2 by 3 because 3 resistors in parallel. So current splits, divides equally. Hence that voltmeter's reading will be 2 by 3 amperes multiplied by the resistance, which is 12 ohms. So 4 into 2, that's 8 volts. That's the answer and it matches over here. Did you understand? Such a beautiful question. It's such an interesting question to solve. Great. Yes. You can also use A minus B is 10 minus IR, small IR. Yes, you can do that. It's one and the same thing. You can do that. Even if you do E minus IR, you are still going to get this as the voltmeter. One and the same thing. I showed you both the methods in a way. Okay, great, clear, very good Pushpendra, very good Tornado, very good Priyanka, excellent. If you want to solve current electricity problems, you will have to revise electrostatics a little bit, but as such most of the concepts are independent, but you can see some small references to electrostatics and little bit of capacitors. Okay, so that's what you need to do. All right, let's go into the next question coming up on your screen. This should, how did I get 5 ohms? Elvin, the 3 resistors were in parallel. So 12 and 12 and 12 in parallel. How much will it be? 12 by 3. How much is 12 by 3? 4 ohms. And do not forget this one more ohm is there, internal resistance. So add that. So 4 plus 1, 5. I hope that makes sense. Okay, chalo. Cool. So let's get going to the next question. Let's see if you can solve this within probably 1 minute, not more. Okay, starting the countdown timer now. So there is a slab which is placed between the plates of a capacitor. The battery is charged and the dielectric constant is K. So it is filling exactly half distance or half the area between the plates. So what is the field over here and what is the field over here? If you take the ratio, what will the ratio be? Come on, let's see how many of you are going to get it. It's going to be very, very tricky problem. Many people, many of the students are going to lose their marks in this problem for sure. I can guarantee you that. There is a very, very strong concept over here. I just hope that you guys don't lose those marks. Okay. Yes, Mohammed, that's the whole idea of mock tests. You have to solve mock tests. If you don't solve mock tests, no way you can improve your marks. No point studying individual chapters. Never do that. It will only help initially, but towards the end, you have to only solve complete chapters or complete syllabus. Okay, time is up. Well, guess what? See, here maybe there is the electric field intensity in the dielectric region is E1, and that between the plates is E2. This is E2 and this is E1. Now many of you would have learned, sir, dielectric constant, if it is there, then the field reduces. Fine, but that is under a certain condition. Do not forget that here the voltage difference between the plates will remain constant. It is charged from the battery and then it is isolated from it. Okay, so now the thing is, if you talk about the voltage between these two plates, aren't you seeing that this part of the capacitor and this part of the capacitor actually have the same voltage difference? The voltage difference is same for both the regions. Can you see that, guys? Voltage difference in this part and voltage difference in this part, aren't they the same? Agree? Yep. Now the next part is, what is the electric field's magnitude? It is potential gradient, delta V by delta R. Delta V by delta R. Now don't you see, from here to here, the delta R is nothing but the distance between the plates, and delta V is the same. So don't you see, for E1 and E2, both delta V and delta R are the same values. So actually E1 will be equal to E2. E1 will be equal to E2. Hence, I told you, many of you are going to make a mistake. See, remember, this arrangement is nothing but like this. There is empty space here and you split it apart and there is a slab over here. This is K, this is air. Tell me one thing, aren't they in parallel? So won't the voltage difference be same for both? And the distance delta R, won't it be same for both? So if delta V and delta R are same, field will be same. That's the answer. Got it? Understood? A lot of you got stuck in this problem for sure. Many of you thought about this, God knows, you thought this. You thought that, probably the field will reduce. Jagrit, I'm not sure which part you did not understand. This is a standard formula, bacha. E is delta V by delta R. Remember this? E is minus the dV by dr. This is that formula. Forget the minus sign. So just taking modulus symbols, you will get field is potential gradient. The potential difference between the plates will be same. Why? Because they're in parallel. You would have solved these kind of questions where, there is a slab probably here. If the slab is here, then what do? You divide it into two capacitors like this, one with the slab and one without the slab in series. This is what you do. But when the slab is filling partially below and partially not on the top, then you split it into parallel. So these two capacitors are in parallel. Is that okay? Dielectric constant will not come. If delta V is different, then obviously field will be different. But here in this case, delta V is same. But delta V, if it was different, let's say it was in series, then obviously it is going to be different. Yes, it will be. I hope now it is clear. Okay. If the capacitor was not charged, still the answer will be same. I mean, what difference will it make? I mean, if it is not charged, they both will have 0, 0 voltage difference. If both have 0 voltage difference, in fact, both fields will be 0. Just by putting a dielectric does not mean field will come. There has to be some charge, there has to be some original field, so it will not come. Okay, so let's get going to the next question, guys. Come on, let's get moving. If it was in series, just remember one thing. That where is it? Yes. So if it was in series, for example, then remember one thing, the charge will be same for both the capacitors. So C is inversely proportional to voltage. So depending on their capacitances, the voltage wells will be different. So V1 by V2 will be, C2 by C1, and remember, field is voltage difference by distance. Assuming both the capacitors have same D, then you will see E1 by E2 will also be equal to V1 by V2. That's what will happen. Assuming D's are same, if D's are different, then D1 and D2 will also come in the answer. Is that now clear how to solve the question? Yes. So some of you are saying that, sir, the field reduces in dielectric. That happens when it's an isolated dielectric. When the field comes from outside and then enters the dielectric, it's an isolated dielectric. This is not. This is a part of the system of this capacitor. Hence, the field remains different than what you would expect it to be. Okay, got it? Chalo, let's get going. I know a lot of you have that notion, the field reduces K times. Yes, that will happen when it is kept outside, when it is not a part of the system. Now, it has to behave within those constraints of that system. That's why the answer is different from what you would expect it to be. Okay, let's do this question. An engine having efficiency of this much, when the temperature of the sink changes by 62 degrees Celsius, it's dropped, then the efficiency becomes double. Okay, the temperature of the sink drops by 62, efficiency becomes double. What is the temperature of the source? Come on guys, 1 minute, not more than that. Okay, these kind of questions have come repeatedly. So this is a very, very high probability question. And if you know how to do this, trust me, 4 marks are in your pocket. This question, this kind of question has repeated 2 times at least, you know, in these last few attempts. And there were other kinds of questions based on efficiency as well. So you should know heat engines and all of that. Okay, come on my warriors, figure this out. What should be the source temperature? Mohammed, I have conducted lots of mock tests even before this. If you have missed any of these, please watch the previous mock tests also. The PDFs are also available. It's there in the past videos. Just do that. Because more mock tests will be conducted in the crash course. 20 mock tests are there in the crash course. Go ahead, join it so you can solve as many as you can in the last few days that you have. Alright, so let's get going, and the time is going to be up, and there we go. Well, how do we solve this? First of all, many of you are saying C. Very good guys. So understand the efficiency formula is 1 minus Tc by Th. Okay, so the efficiency is 1/6. So 1 by 6 is equal to 1 minus Tc by Th. Cool. Now in the second scenario, the efficiency becomes double. So 2 into 1 by 6 is 1 minus the cold temperature. Sink means Tc. Okay, source means Th. Okay, so 1 minus Tc minus 62 divided by Th. Now this will become 2 by 6, and I hope you can see over here, you are going to get 1 minus Tc by Th, and you are going to get plus 62 by Th over here. Now this 1 minus Tc by Th is nothing but 1 by 6. So all I'm going to do is substitute that 1 by 6 over here. So 2 by 6 is equal to 1 by 6 plus 62 by Th. So this will be 62 by Th is equal to 1 by 6. So Th is equal to 62 into 6. So what is it going to be? 6 2s are 12. Yes, 372. Is it 372? But this will be in Kelvin. So convert it into Celsius. So minus 273. So this is going to be this is going to be nothing but 99 degrees Celsius. That is option C. Correct. Very good. Badri, if you don't, I'm not saying you have to attempt all the mock tests. You give how much ever you can. Just because there are 100 mock tests does not mean you have to give 100. No? You have to do how much ever you can. But does not mean you have to only attend those mock tests which we are conducting on this channel. Understand, we have to cater to 11th, 12th and passing out. You also. So, our time is limited. Our time is distributed to all the three, year students, but in the crash course it's exclusively for you guys who are passing out. So there are mock tests, attend those discussions, trust me, your score will improve. It's not a joke. From first to third attempt our results have improved almost like 7 to 8 times. It's crazy. So that's why I'm telling you, I'm interested in improving your marks now, because this is your last attempt. You cannot do anything after this. No strategy, nothing, no session will help you now after that. Correct? Okay, yes, so it will be in Celsius. Oh, some of you are saying very good point. Sir, some of you are saying, sir, this was in Celsius, sir. Guys, it decreases. Delta T, if I say is 62 degrees Celsius, it will be also 62 Kelvin. Change hai. This is change, not absolute temperature. Understand? So it doesn't matter. Yes. And the final answer, what I got, TH, I got it as I think 372 Kelvin. I converted it into Celsius. So 99 degrees Celsius. Remember, whenever you use this formula TC by TH, all these things are in Kelvin. But since the change in TC was given, the change in TC in Celsius and in Kelvin will be same. So it won't matter. Got it? Yes. So that's the catch. Okay. Some of you probably got confused over there. So Celsius, Kelvin, what to do? Okay, cool. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. So probably this is the mistake you would make in the exam if it would have come. So good, you attended today's session. You have just saved 5 marks. Why? Because you would have made a mistake, so you would have got -1, but now you'll get +4. So 4 and -1, that's +5 change. Next question coming up on your screen now. This is very good conceptual level question. This is based on a charge which enters this region of magnetic field. The radius of this region is 1 meter. Magnetic field is 5 Tesla. This charge goes and hits or probably passes through the center. The question is, what is the relationship between velocity, charge and mass? Not more than a minute. Nitin, I have completed till Newton's laws. I have started with bridge course, which was like a introductory session, just a brush up or a warm up session for the 11th standard kids in the nurture series. Then we started with 1D, units and dimensions, vectors, errors, then derivatives, integration, 2D, projectile motion, inclined plane, all of that. Relative motion is also done. Newton's laws almost done. Friction is remaining, and probably the Menti quiz is also remaining. That's it. Okay. So Nitin, don't post the same thing again and again. I can read the comments. All right. So Amrita Raj, you should give in the last few days, last 10 days, probably at least 4 to 5 mock tests, not more than that. Don't give 10 mock tests if 10 days are remaining. No, don't do that. Okay. So the time is going to be up. Okay, come on. Love Guru, tonight I'm going to come to the NEET channel. I'm taking out more extra time apart from my daily schedule to just come and help the NEET students. For ray optics, I will also come for modern physics in some time. Okay. Now let's solve this question. So first of all, what you need to do is that understand that this charge, when it enters this magnetic field, it will deflect and it will go in a circular path. And it is clearly mentioned, it passes through the center. Okay, so it enters, comes like this and goes like that. Okay, and goes like this. Okay, so don't worry about the path later on. This part is circular. Now let's draw the radius. So the radius is always perpendicular to the path. So I'll just draw a perpendicular. Okay, and I'll draw a perpendicular probably like this. So this is the center of the circle, whose arc is the path of the charge. It might lie, it might not lie on the circumference of this region. I don't know, it doesn't matter also. Okay, this is point O. Okay, so this was the path, by the way. This was the path. Okay, now it is clearly mentioned that theta is 30. If this theta over here is 30 degrees, believe me, this angle, because this is 90 degree, this should be 60 degrees. Correct? This should be 60 degrees. Agreed? Next up, also remember that, where is it? Yeah, this is the radius of this arc. So if this is small r, even this is small r. Do you see that? This is the radius of this arc, circular path. So this is radius, this is also radius. So this is center to the circle, radius and radius. Now this is an isosceles triangle. Clearly this is isosceles. In isosceles, the base angles are equal. So this will be also 60 degrees. Make sense, guys? This will be also 60 degrees. Cool. Now I think we know what to do. This is 60, this is 60. Obviously this will be 60. this will be also 60. Hence, that triangle is an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle, and R will be equal to this, which is also R, which is 1 meter. Everybody getting this? It's also 1 meter. Everybody got it? Everybody got it? Clear till this point? So this is an equilateral triangle. So this radius and the radius of the region where the magnetic field exists, both coincidentally have come out to be the same. Now what is the formula for radius of a charge entering a magnetic field? Okay, so the charge which enters the magnetic field has a radius given by mv by qb. So this is radius, which is 1. Now we know the values of b as well. That's 5 Tesla. It's given 5 Tesla. So V naught will be 5Q divided by M. So that's the answer, which is option A, I believe. So the catch was the geometrical part. If you're good with geometry, triangles, angles and all of that, trust me, there is going to be no difficulty in solving this question. That's it. Okay. Hari Prasanna, don't spam. Okay, let's start solving the next question coming up on your screen. Beautiful question based on fluids. Based on fluids. Aditya, let's concentrate on the mock test, bacha. But I did not watch. Anyways, the U-tube, which is small and uniform cross section, contains water of total height 4h. Means this entire thing. Okay, this and this totally is 4h. This total. Okay. Now the height difference between the water columns on the left and the right is h when the valve is closed. So earlier they were equal. Somehow you change it. Okay, you change it and you close this valve. So right now there is some air trapped over here and the water is stationary. Okay, this is at rest now. Okay, so this is at rest basically. Okay. Now when you release it, what will happen? The water levels are going to flow. Okay, they are going to change, and neglecting all the friction, etc. The speed of the water when the height on the left and right are same. So eventually they will come down to the same height. This one will be going down. Okay, this one will be going down obviously, and this one will be coming up. The question is, what is this speed? What is this speed? So here it was at rest. It comes like this. What's the speed? Let's see if we can get this question within 1 minute. I would be very happy. Okay, very straightforward based on center of mass. Okay, Pradeep, this question is not even on fluids so much. It's more on work, power, energy and center of mass. Hardly any concept of fluids. Come on, my warriors. Think about it. Ultra Pro Max, if physics has maddened you, it's time to be sane. And if you remain mad, trust me, it will be very difficult to clear mains exam and get into NITs, and then you have to adjust and compromise on a lower grade college. Yeah? Okay. Fahim, how does it matter, bacha, whether it is PYQ or not PYQ? You have to solve it right now because a lot of questions have got repeated and questions like these will come in the JEE Mains examination. So it doesn't matter. This is mock test. So mock test will have previous year questions. It will have NT Abhyas questions. It will have questions from my content. So it doesn't matter. Just concentrate on the class. Don't be interested in other things. All right. So time is up. Some of you got it. Some of you got C. Some of you got D. Interesting. Now let me tell you what you need to do. First of all, you should understand that this system has more energy than this system. Why? Because let me tell you, think this way. All the masses of the liquid over here, okay, they will have some potential energy right now. Let's assume the potential energy here, the final potential energy is 0 as a reference. Just assume this as a reference. Remember, in case of potential energy, you always talk about reference energy. It's always with respect to something, correct? Now, here is what you should do next. This system has more energy. Now, some of you might think, sir, the water went up here, the water went down here, so there is no change in potential energy. Wrong. Think this way, that what you have done is you have taken a piece of water over here, You have taken this block, you have lifted it up. Just imagine you have lifted it up and then brought it here. So you can see the missing piece. You have lifted it up and brought it here. Now do you see you have done some work in raising this much blocks or this much masses, potential energy. So obviously the potential energy here will be more. Can you see that? And that extra energy which will come, will be basically dependent on this mass. So let's say I call that mass as small m. So that will be m into g into the height by which I have brought it up. How much height did I bring this small block up by? Think about it. How much did I bring it up by? From here till here. Okay. Lateral movement has no significance. Only think about the height rise. If you are thinking it is h, no, it is not h. It is h by 2. Be careful. It is not h. It is h by 2. Yes, correct, music stories. So it is h by 2. So hence understand why is it h by 2? Because look at the center of mass. Look at the center of mass. The center of mass, alright, the center of mass has come up by a height of h by 2. Or you can also think about this way. The top face was here. This height is h by 2. The top face has gone up by h by 2. The bottom face has also gone up by h by 2. So it is h by 2. That's what the catch is. Okay. Jaganmohan, just, oh, you're not able to see? Okay, fine. I'll just change the pen color. So this is at rest. Okay, this is small m, and this initial energy is nothing but mgh by 2. Now what is this m? What is that m? Think, this mass, okay, this mass, I'll just write it over here. This mass will be density into volume. What is the density? Rho. Is it given? Not given. It doesn't matter, I'll probably cancel it out later on. Density into volume. What is the volume? Area of cross section into this height. So what is the area of cross section? A. What is this height? It is also h by 2. So this much is just the mass. Mass is density into volume. This is density into volume. Into this gh by 2. So this is just going to be rho a h square g by 4, I suppose. That's the initial energy. Everybody got this? Understood? Okay, great. Saransh, don't worry whether they are same or different, doesn't matter. Just concentrate on the question now. Okay, now just use energy conservation. Initially it was at rest. Finally they have speed, so energy conservation, initial potential energy plus final plus initial kinetic energy will be final potential and final kinetic. So just use that and you will get the answer. So let's try this out. So initial kinetic and initial potential will give me nothing but, you know, final potential and final kinetic together. So think about it. What is the initial potential? That's something which we just figured it out. Rho a h square g by 4. Initial kinetic is 0. Why 0? Because it was at rest. It just started. Finally, what will happen? Think about it. Final potential energy is 0 and final kinetic energy. The entire mass should be considered. Entire mass is moving with speed v. So half into total mass v square. What would be the total mass of this entire black part? The total mass will be density into area into the total length, which is 4h. That is the catch. So density into volume, the volume is area into the total length of the liquid which fills inside. So total mass into v square. Now the next thing is very simple, just probably use this space up. So you can see a lot of things will get cancelled and all of that. So probably you're going to have one h out here, one g out here and 4 out here, and from here you're going to be left with 1 2 I guess, and v square. Correct. So just rearranging, I think you are going to get v square is nothing but gh by 8. So that's what the answer is. V square is gh by 8, so v is root of gh by 8. That is the answer, option B. Correct. option B. Yeah, that's the answer. Got it, everyone? Understood? Okay, so Bugata, just leave a comment later on. I will look into it, or probably you should get a call back very soon. Don't worry, Bugata Shruti. Okay, chalo. Khatarnak question, Jagrat. Okay, Clearo says Jahir, Priyanka, excellent, Rudeep, very good. So that's the answer. You can see that. Okay, so probably there was a misprint, I guess. I think this 2 should have been below inside the root, but anyways, C and D were not even correct options, so don't worry about it. Okay, next question coming up on your screen. Yeah, next question coming up on your screen now. Okay, so here we go. There is a photon of wavelength lambda. It's falling on a photoelectric plate, and the most energetic electron which will be emitted from that plate, that is falling inside a X-ray tube on a target. What would be the cutoff wavelength, the minimum wavelength of the photon emitted from the target material? And if it is given to be 2 lambda, then what would be the work function of the photoelectric plate? So 2 chapters combined together. In mains, there were, in fact, it happened twice or thrice that there were questions from 2-3 chapters of modern physics or light. So these kind of questions are very, very high probability. They are going to boost your marks. Let's see if we can solve this within a minute. Lalita, I'm very fine. Very good, Vishnu. Yes. Glad you understood it, Ramesh. Thank you. Yes. Okay, let's get going, guys. Some of you are saying B. Interesting. Let's see whether we can get it quickly. Come on, my warriors. Lot of questions coming up. Biotonic Srimati, I'll be teaching 99% in English, maybe few statements in Hindi, but 99% in English. Okay. Okay. From which chapter it is? Very good question, Hari Prasanna. I will ask you another question. From which standard are you? Okay. You are from which standard, Hari? Okay, a lot of you are saying B. Some of you also said A. Ashwin and Surya. Okay. Come on. Oh no, Mighty, she was asking about biotonic channel. So I'm coming tonight on biotonic. So that's maybe not pure English, but still I'll be using English most of the times. Okay, so that photon of wavelength lambda is falling on a plate. So hc by lambda, which is the energy of that photon, will go into partly work function and the maximum kinetic energy. This is of the electron. Now it is clearly mentioned that this electron, is falling on a target material. So when it falls on a target material, that kinetic energy goes in knocking out, the electrons, and then the maximum wavelength that you can get from the target material for that photon is hc by lambda minimum, and in this case this is for that X-ray that you will get. So this is the cutoff wavelength, and this lambda minimum is given to be 2 lambda. So just substitute this over here. So this will become phi plus hc by 2 lambda is equal to hc by lambda. Therefore phi is hc by lambda minus hc by 2 lambda, which is this option B. That is the answer, correct? 1 minus 1 by 2, half. If you subtract it from 1, you will get half. That's it. No, Mighty, I did not color my hair red. It is not red. It is probably brown or blonde. Okay. It just happens. Okay, chalo. It's my wish. I mean, there is nothing wrong in it. You can also color. You can color your hair green. Nobody should say anything. It's your wish. Okay. You have that freedom. We live in a free country. It's a free world. Everybody has their choice. Alright, cool. Let's get going to the next question coming up on your screen. In the figure shown, the wedge is pushed with an acceleration of 20 root 3 meters per second square. The time taken by the block of time taken by the block to reach. It should have been to reach. Okay, so to reach the top is, if assuming the system is starting from rest, so this wedge is pushed. So this wedge is pushed so hard that instead of this block going down, it goes up. So the question is how much time it takes to go from here to here. So let's see if you can solve this question within a minute, not more than that. Hint, pseudo force is needed Because it's an accelerated frame of reference. So it's a non-inertial frame. Solve it by pseudo force and kinematic equations. Come on, my warriors. Figure this out. Come on. Yes, Zero to Hero series had covered many concepts. So in case you have not watched Zero to Hero of a specific chapter and you need help, please watch that. Lalita, if you are a 2022 student, I will be conducting a session. I've been planning since a long time, but every time, something or the other is happening for the backlogs part. So probably, hopefully this Saturday, I will conduct a session for 2022 students, the Pathfinder students, for how to cover backlogs and what should be the exact strategy so that you aim for advanced, not for mains. Because I want you guys to focus on advanced. Automatically mains will get covered and we'll figure this out by this Saturday, hopefully. Okay? Come on. Yes, I taught this in nurture, but this is a question which combines all the concepts together, kinematics as well as Newton's laws and pseudo forces. So let's start with the free body diagram, obviously. So one is there will be a normal force, then you will have your weight which will act like this, and this weight will have two components. In fact, I will split it already and I will write one component here and another component here. This will be mg cos 30. You should know which is cos, which is sine by now. If that is a difficulty, then there is a serious problem if you are going to write the mains examination this time. Okay, so this will be mg sine 30. Okay, so this will be mg sine 30 and pseudo force, of course. But remember, pseudo force will act here. Pseudo force will act backwards, and that pseudo force will have two components, one here and one here. This angle will be 30 degrees, correct? Because remember, this angle is 30, so this is also 30. So this will be cos, this will be sine. So the pseudo forces, which component will come? Pseudo forces cos component. So Fp cos 30 will come here, and there will be one more component like this, which will be Fp sine 30. But I don't think I'm interested in the sine 30 component. I'm interested in this direction because see, eventually the system is going to accelerate here. The system is going to accelerate here. So figure this out. In this direction, this mass, if I want to find the acceleration of this mass, what am I going to write? Force, net force is mass into A. What is the force? Bigger force minus the opposing force. Pulling minus, the smaller or the opposing force. So the pulling force will be Fp cos 30 minus the backward force, which is mg sine 30, will be equal to m into A. Now what is Fp? Fp is the magnitude of the pseudo force, which will be mass into the acceleration. So m into 20 root 3. Okay, cos 30, that will be root 3 by 2 minus mg sine 30 is half, will be ma. Clearly you can see that m goes. So you will be left with, this will become 10 into 3, which is 30 minus g is 10. Okay, this g is actually 10. 10 by 2 is 5 is equal to A. Therefore, A is equal to 25 meters per second square. Now, once you got this, use kinematic equation from here to here. That is, S is ut plus half a t square. The displacement is 2 meters. It starts from rest. So 0 in that non-inertial frame, half into 25 into t square. So t square will be 2 2s are 4 by 25. So naturally t will be 2 by 5 seconds. Got it, everyone? Confirm says Jagrit. Yes, it is. Yeah, very good. Namya, very good. Shivansh, Sheetal, very good, very good. So Elvin, you can tell me which part you did not understand. I'll help you out with that. So the idea is, see, when you sit on the ground frame and observe it, it will look complicated because the wedge is also moving and the block is moving. So I have sat on the wedge, and on the wedge I will see there will be an extra pseudo force because this is a non-inertial frame. Remember, in non-inertial frame, the pseudo force will always oppose it. So normal mg cos, mg sin, standard forces. Apart from that, the pseudo force will have two components, and because this block is going to reach the top, So this force minus this force will be mass into acceleration. So that's why I've written Fp cos minus mg sine. Else usually the blocks come down. So that time it will be mg sine minus Fp cos. So if it comes down, it will be downward minus upward. If it goes up, it will be upward minus downward. I hope it makes sense. No, these are mains level questions. Yeah. Okay, these are mains level questions. What are you saying? This is not advanced. Okay, so this could be some difficult level mains question. That's it. Okay, let's get going to the next question. Okay. Come on, my warriors. In the Young's double slit experiment, this is direct formula based. You should be able to do this. There is a point from the central bright fringe where the intensity is 3/4 the maximum intensity. The question is, what's the angular position of that point? Probably I'll help you with the diagram in case you have forgotten. So our two slits, our screen. Okay, this is our screen. This is the center. Okay, these are our two slits, and then the rays interfere somewhere over here. This is that point P. So the question is, what is this angular position theta? So that's the question. Come on, start this. Probably it should not take you more than 30-40 seconds if you know the formulas. Come on. Figure this out. It's not that difficult, trust me. You should be able to do this. Let's see, says option C. Nilokan says C. Hi, Sashriya. Neeraj, join in, Bacha. You have missed some amazing questions before this, but you can watch the replay. But whatever is remaining, watch it live. Okay, but there are a lot of questions today. Sashriya, same applies to you. Selvam, Bacha, don't spam. The advanced session will start after the mains. Plus, number 2, the reason why we are focusing on mains right now is because we don't want you guys to lose out on NIT, preparing for IIT and not getting anything. It's better to get into at least some good college rather than aiming for both and not getting anything. And if your percentile is above 97, 98, you would already be in Eklavya batch. Trust me on this. Okay. So the distance between the slits is given, angular position is asked. So there is a formula. The intensity at any point is given by I max cos square del phi by 2. This is standard formula for intensity in a Young's double slit experiment for any point on the screen. The maximum intensity happens at central or any other maximas or the bright fringes. This is 3/4 the maximum. So 3/4 the maximum. That's what is given in the question. So you go to I max and you have cos square del phi by 2. So rearranging it further, I'm going to get 3/4 is cos square del phi by 2. So cos del phi by 2 is root 3 by 2. Therefore, del phi by 2 is, now whose cos is root 3 by 2? That is pi by 6, that is 30 degrees. So this is pi by 6. So therefore, del phi will be pi by 3. Quickly you will be like, Acha, the answer is 60, but where is 60 in the answer? Guys, this is phase difference. This is phase difference. This is not the angular position. Angular position is something else. Don't get confused between the two. Now, in order to find that angular position, the concept that you need to use is phase difference is 2 pi by lambda into delta x. Now del phi, I just got it. It is pi by 3. 2 pi by lambda as it is. Del x for path difference for a YDSC is d sine angular position. That's the formula you need to use. Pi goes away and you will have sine theta is equal to lambda by 3 2s are 6 and d comes below, pi has gone. Hence, I got sine theta, so it will be lambda by 6d. Hence, it will be sine inverse of lambda by 6d. That's option D. Yes, Sharaj, chuck the D. Very excited. Today says Harsha. Yes, me too. Very good. Dani. Very good, Vedant. Yes, that's how the answer is. So, two formulas mainly. One is this one, the intensity formula. Second is delta x is d sine theta. This is also another formula, phase difference and path difference, if you know that. And conceptually, do not get confused between phase difference and the angular position. Two different concepts. Okay, that's option D. Time for more questions. Are you guys ready? Some of you forgot that 2 and that's why you would have got C. Many of you would have got C. You would have made a mistake in 2 probably. Time for more questions. Let's get ready. Oh, by the way, there is also a preparation camp which is happening from 19th of August for all the students with mock tests and prizes to be won. So if you want to register, please do it, because not only are you going to get the preparation from different teachers and master teachers, but you can also win some prizes. And there is also a diagnostics test for all your juniors. So if you have your juniors out there, please let them know about the JEE NEET camp. It's for all the 11th, 12th and passing out students. There is a link in the description box via which you can join for free and they can win exciting prizes and you can demand some commission from your 11th and 12th standard juniors. So you're going to have all these kind of diagnostic tests which will tell you where you stand in the competition for free of cost. Okay, so that's about the preparation camp which we are conducting in the next few days. Next question coming up on your screen now. Let's get ready, guys. Very good. Jahir is ready. Come on, come on, come on. Jagrit, please do a menti for thermal physics, KTG, thermo and modern physics. I will do it, bacha. I mean, but when it comes in the syllabus, we are following a flow, right? In Nurture and in Pathfinder. So as soon as the chapter comes, trust me, I'll conduct a menti, because every chapter in Nurture, long-term batch or in Pathfinder, I am doing a menti, I'm doing a advanced level session. I'm doing all these things for you. Even if I'm going slow, it's okay. Because I want to cover all these things. I want you to get a hang of all these concepts. Also, I want you to get a hang of all these advanced level concepts in the long-term batch. I don't want to do mains level problems only. I want you to get the flavor of all the types of questions, mains, advanced, bit set, everything. So guys, I have dedicated almost so many 6-7 months only for Nurture and Pathfinder series. So make the best use of it and also ask your friends or your juniors or your seniors, to be regular in these Pathfinder and the Nurture series, because it's going to be very, very systematic. And you have seen my lectures, and if you want to check it out, please do check it out if you are new to the channel. Come on, let's see. Some of you have said B. Interestingo, and let's figure this out. While the bike is descending means coming down, be careful, while the bike is descending. So when the bike is here, okay, let's try to draw the diagram. This is normal, and let's say this is theta. Okay, now there will be one normal force, there will be one mg force, and the bike is moving with constant speed and descending. Very, very important words. There will be one component of mg. You can see that. There will be one component of mg. So there will be two components over here. Okay, and this was traditionally your mg and this was theta. So this will be mg cos theta. This will be mg sin theta. And because the velocity is constant, the speed is constant, so there must be another force like friction to cancel it out so that there is no acceleration tangentially. So in this situation, the tangential acceleration is 0. There is only centripetal acceleration because it's going in a curved track, or it's going in on a slope which is curved. So centripetal is there because direction is changing. Tangential is 0 because constant speed is mentioned. There is no rate of change of speed. Now in this direction, okay, in the normal direction, what do you see? mg is cos theta. Mg is cos theta minus the normal is mass into acceleration. Newton's laws. Net force is mass into acceleration. Flip it around and you will see N will be equal to mg cos minus mac. Wait a minute now. This normal will be mg cos theta minus mv square by r. Now clearly this term is constant. Why? Because r is constant, v is constant, m is constant. This mg is also constant. The problem is with this cos theta. So think about it. As you descend, theta will increase. Theta, as you go down, theta will increase. But when theta increases, remember, cos theta will decrease. Cos 0 is 1. Cos 0 is 1 and cos 90 is 0. So as theta increases, cos decreases. It's a decreasing function. So hence, normal will decrease. That's the correct logic and explanation for this problem. I hope this is clear. Understood? Understood? Very good, very good, very good. Let's see, you remind me of one person, you know, his name was No One, and he used to like everybody's comments, and then people used to get notification, no one liked your comment. It was scary, it was so evil. I mean, it will be very nice if you guys keep such interesting names. Hannah, let's see. All right, let's get going to the next question coming up on your screen now. Based on oscillations, your standing waves, very direct conceptual question. Well, let's see how many of you can get this within a minute. Timer starting now. Good morning, Samla. Morning, and you have woken up very late. It's already 10:10. I woke up today at 5:50 a.m. That's very early. Oh, your health is not so good. Oh my God, you have fever and cough. Please take care, Samla, and yeah, stay warm, stay hydrated. Make sure you take your medicine. Don't go outside. Wear the mask. Isolate yourself. Okay, come on, my warriors, figure this out. Wow, a lot of people are early risers like Hayes and Logadeep. Wow, Sai Teja too, 5:50. Nice, high five, guys. I like early risers. I like waking up early. Okay. Time is up, and some of you said B. Well, let's figure out if the correct answer is actually B. See, it's given that the standing wave is vibrating in second overtone and the string is fixed at both ends. You can see this is fixed kind of thing. So second overtone, see guys, you have the fundamental. The fundamental is first harmonic. The first overtone is second harmonic. The second overtone is nothing but the third harmonic. Keep this in mind. Now third harmonic means there are 3 loops over there. So what would be the length of each loop? So one loop, remember, one loop is going to be exactly the total length by 3. The entire length should be divided into 3 parts. Now L by 4 and 5L by 2. Where will these points fall is something what you should think. So try to figure out, is L by 4 lesser than L by 3 or no? Because when you draw the loop, okay, when you draw those 3 loops, one will be at 0, thus another node will be at L, this point will be at L by 3 and this point will be at 2L by 3. L by 3, L by 3, L by 3. So 3 L by 3s are there and the nodes are at L by 3, 2L by 3, L and 0. These are the 4 nodes formed by third harmonic. So L by 4 is obviously lesser than L by 3 and 5L by 2 is more than L by 3 but lesser than 2L by 3 of course. Hence the loops will look something like this. It will look something like this. Right? If this is how the loops are looking like, A and B are in adjacent. A and B are in adjacent lobes or loops. In adjacent loops, if A is going up, B will be going down. The phase difference is always pi. They are always out of phase. This is the concept you should know. If they are in the same loop, all of them will be going up, coming down together. So the phase difference will be 0. But any point in the adjacent phase will always be doing exactly the opposite. When the string is going down, up. So when this is going up, this will be going down. When this is like this will be like this. Then it will be like this. Then it will be like this. Then it will be like this. So you can see both are exactly out of phase. That means pi should be the answer. Understood? Oh? Yeah, pi. Out of phase is pi, not pi by 2. Be careful. Yeah, understood? Everyone understood this? Okay, pi by 2 is 90 degrees. 90 degrees is not out of phase. Out of phase means if one phasor is here, other phasor is here. So that angle will be pi radians. Keep this in mind. Okay, cool. No problem, Elvin. I hope now at least you are getting to know there were so many things that were supposed to be learned. At least in the last few days, try to make up as much as you can. Okay, by attending this mock tests and probably attending the crash course, utilizing the doubts, etc. And don't worry, we'll also help you for advance once the mains is over. Okay, chalo, let's get going to the next question coming up on your screen now. Tech Pro, some of the questions are PYQ, bacha. Some of the questions are my own questions, because many of you by now would have solved many PYQs. For the next year, yes, I will start PYQs, but most of you would have solved so many PYQs. I mean, that's basic if you're preparing for JEE Mains and aiming at 90 plus or 95 plus. So I want to give you more variety of questions. So some are PYQs, some are my own questions, some are from some nice books, some are from, the Vedantu material. So it's a combination of all the things. Okay, come on, figure this out. What is the frequency heard by the detector if this detector is moving like an SHM perpendicular like this to the line joining the source and the detector? This is very, very interesting. Come on, figure this out. Is this true for all the points? Yes, Kathistran. Any point in adjacent loops will have pi phase difference. So any point in the same loop will have 0 phase difference. So in that loop, all the points have 0 phase difference. All the points with the next points in the next loop have pi phase difference. And again with the next, it will have 0. So that's how it works, alternately. Cool. Chalo, let's see how many of you get this. Well, the correct answer is whenever you have motion which is perpendicular to the direction of sound, then you will see the apparent frequency will be roughly the actual frequency. Why am I saying approximately? Because see, in this motion, when you reach here, probably the sound might be making a small angle, but it is clearly mentioned that the separation is very large as compared to this amplitude. So this angle is almost 90 degrees. So that's why it's almost going to be, the actual frequency. Hence, the frequency heard is approximately equal to the actual frequency. Understood? So that's the answer. If it was a large amplitude and this line was not mentioned, then you will see as the angle changes, sometimes the frequency will be higher, sometimes it will be lower, depending on where it is moving and where it is. So then it will not be equal to the actual frequency. The apparent won't be equal. Okay, keep this in mind. The only reason why it was approximately equal is because of this separation being very large. The angle was very, very close to 90 degrees. Next question, beautiful question on work energy and electrostatics. Let's see how many of you do this. By the way, the previous question was based on 2D Doppler effect. I hope you have solved questions on 2D Doppler effect as well. 2D means, the sound and the motion of detector are not along the same line. They are moving in some different directions. That's what it is. Okay. Thank you, Tech Pro. I look like Siddharth Malhotra. Nice. I should have probably asked Alia Bhatt out before my marriage, Probably she would have said yes. I should. Okay. Come on. Let's see how many of you can get this. Somebody probably is saying, "Ki, sir, there is still chance. Alia Bhatt is not married." Okay, not now, guys. Now let's concentrate on mock test. Okay, work done on charge of mass 2 kg due to external force against electrostatic forces this much. The speed changes. The question is, what is the energy, potential energy difference, electrical potential energy difference between these 2 points? This is very simple. Come on, guys, you should get it. Many of you are saying A. Interesting. Oh, come on, my warriors, figure this out. Where is my pen? All right, there we have. Okay, let's draw a rough diagram. It's not needed, but just for your understanding. So this is my point A. I go to this point B. Let me mark the speeds as well. At point A is 4 meters per second, and at point B is 2 meters per second. Cool. Now the logic that I will use is, because there is some external force which is doing work, mechanical energy is not conserved. Keep this in mind. Mechanical energy is not conserved. What does this mean? This means the change in the potential plus change in the kinetic will not be zero. In fact, it will be the work done by the external force. Think why. Usually what happens, external forces will not do work. The only forces are internal, which are conservative. And then what happens is, if potential energy increases by 10 joules, kinetic energy decreases by 10 joules. So plus 10 minus 10 will add up to be 0, because externally there is no work. The moment there are non-conservative or external forces on that system which are going to then change the mechanical energy, so then you use this equation. External work is delta U plus delta K. That's it. So what's the work done externally? It's clearly mentioned. This is minus 10, this is delta U, and this is final minus initial, half into mass, which is 2, into velocity, which is 2 square minus 4 square. So therefore delta U will be minus 10, and this will be 2 will go off. So minus 2 square minus 4 square. So this will be nothing but minus 10. This will be 4 square minus 2 square, taking the minus 10 outside, 16 minus 4, which is 12. So plus 12. So this will be 2 joules. Just check this out. Is it 2 joules? No, it is not C, it is D. Yeah? Check this out. Got it? How many of you got it now? At least. It's not A. It's not A. Many of you thought, oh, the work done by external force is minus. So work done by, change in potential energy is negative of that. So plus 10 directly. Guys, you forgot that the kinetic energy is also changing. So keep that also into account. Keep that also into account, because if you miss that part, then you will get a wrong answer. Very good. Chalo, let's get going to the next question. Yes, the correct answer is plus 2. Many of them are going to write this and make a calculation mistake and write C. Very good. Yes, let's get going. Okay, so identify the correct energy band structure for N type of semiconductor. Very interesting direct question based on theory of semiconductors. Conduction band is given, valence band is given, electrons are given, holes are given. Only one of them will be the correct representation for the energy band structure of N type of semiconductor. Come on, my warriors, figure this out. Come on, my warriors, figure this out. Figure this out. A, B, C. There is a small difference. Music stories. Watch my Zero to Hero series on semiconductors and logic gates. Watch it. After that, you will not leave this question. It is just going to take you 1.5 to 2 hours max, but you will have 4 marks in your pocket right now. Just watch it after the session is over. The correct answer is actually, the correct answer is A. And the reason for this A is because, first of all, N type. N type means you will have, an extra electron. Okay, you will have a donor impurity which will be present. So obviously these are holes. Do you see? These are holes. So option D and C are eliminated because they have holes in their energy band. No, that's not the one. Now here and here in A and B, the reason why I have to choose A is because, do you see this gap? This gap is very, very less. So whenever you add that donor impurity, you make sure that the electrons are having a very less energy band gap between themselves and the conduction band, so that they can easily enter into the conduction band. So you scale it up, you make the difference between the electrons and the conduction band as small as possible. Here the gap is very large. So hence the correct answer was A. Very good, clear. Yeah, Neeraj says Alia is crying. So sad. Okay, next question guys. Amplitude modulation. Next question guys. Come on. Looks like you guys are going to probably make me get nice balan from my wife. Probably I'm going to get one nice slipper on me. I hope my wife is not reading all this. Okay. Yeah, very true, Ria. That is very true. My wife is much beautiful than Alia. That's very true. Okay, chalo, an amplitude modulated wave is shown. The percentage modulation is question mark. Come on. Figure this out. %, 30%, 60%, 100%, 1%, 0%, how much it is? Okay, the logic behind it is draw the average line. Draw the average line. And then also draw the variation of the amplitudes like this. Okay. Now this is the amplitude of the signal. Okay, this is the amplitude of the signal. The one which is over that red line, this, the variation that is happening. And this one, the red one, is the amplitude of the carrier wave. Now if you have forgotten, let me remind you, the percentage modulation index is the amplitude of the signal upon amplitude of the amplitude of the carrier wave into 100. So just figure out what is AS and what is AC. See guys, the lowest point is 20, the highest point is 100. See, the lowest point is, this is 20, okay, and the highest point is at 100. Okay, but this 20 is the total change over here. The total change over here, in case you are not able to figure this out, let me help you. So this is 20. So when I divide this, what will happen? This 20 will be divided into 10 volt and 10 volt respectively. Together this is 20 volt. That's what it says actually. And when I say it is 100 volt, what it means is the maximum voltage is 50 and the minimum voltage is 50 volts on the negative side. That's what it means. Now just think about it. The what is that? The red line is somewhere in between, exactly over here. So what will this be? This much AC will be equal to 50 minus 10. 50 minus 10's average, which is nothing but 40 by 2, which is 20. Is that clear? 50 minus 10 is this much and nothing but by 2, half of that. Similarly think, what will this much be? What will this much be? This will be nothing but, you know, the entire 50 minus 20. This much will be 50 minus 20. Think about it. This is 50. This red one is 20. So this is going to be 30. So now just substitute it and you'll get the answer, guys. So that's going to be nothing but 20 by 30 into 100, which is 66.66%. Okay. So you, what do you say? Round it off and it will become 66.67%. So that's the answer. Very good. Yes. Some of you said 33. No, it is not 33. It is 66.6666%. Keep this in mind. All right. So The idea behind percentage modulation is the variation, that is the signal amplitude divided by the carrier or the average mean voltage of that amplitude. So that's the logic. In fact, you can watch my lecture on semiconductors. Very good. Come on, my warriors, figure the last question coming up on your screen now on displacement current from electromagnetic waves. There is a parallel plate capacitor of plate of separation this much is connected to an electrical circuit having this much voltage. The plate area is so much. The question is, what is the displacement current? So there is a plate, all right, and it's fully charged. Okay, the average value of the displacement current is, very interesting question. There will be electric field between the plates and you are basically charging it. So what is the value of the displacement current? For 96 percentile, which CSE branch you can get? Hurry, just leave a comment after the video ends. I will send you a link by which you will get an idea of which all NITs you can get. Okay, chalo, let's figure this out, how to find displacement current. Now, because it is charged from 0 to some full voltage in some time, to find out the displacement current, I will use the formula first. What is the formula for displacement current? The displacement current, if you remember from electromagnetic waves, was epsilon naught delta phi, okay, del phi of the electric field divided by del T. This is the formula. If you know it, you will get. Else there is no chance you can get it. Okay, so this is the formula, just remember it. Epsilon naught, permittivity into rate of change of electric flux. Rate of change of electric flux. Keep this in mind. Now, what's the next thing? This will become epsilon naught. Change in electric flux will be final flux minus initial flux upon the time. Why is the initial flux 0? Because it is getting to full charge without having any charge before. It had no charge, that means no field, and after some time it has got that electric field. Alright, so let's rearrange these terms and probably see what else we can do. Acha, there is electric field. What is electric field? Electric field is potential difference by distance. Remember potential gradient. Why am I thinking about that? Because voltage is given, separation is also given. So use that formula for electric field or any field is potential gradient, rate of change of potential with distance. So I'll get this as epsilon naught delta T A, and this E I can write it as voltage difference divided by, you know, voltage difference by delta R. Okay, so this is, you know, from here, this is what it is. This is potential gradient. Potential gradient. Okay, now the next step, let's see, do I know everything that I need over here? I guess so. I think I have everything that I need over here, and let's just start substituting. So displacement current will be, what's the value of epsilon naught? If you remember, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 to the power 9. So just epsilon naught will be 9 4s are 36 pi, 10 to the power 9 goes there, that means 10 to the power minus 9. So epsilon naught is this value. So it will be 10 to the power minus 9 by 36 pi into other terms. What are the other terms? Area. Is the area given? Yes, 60 centimeter square. So 60 into 10 to the power minus 4 into what is that? Delta V. What is delta V? It is 600 volts divided by, what else is there? Yeah, delta T, time. What is time? 10 to the power minus 6 into the delta R. What is delta R? 2 millimeters. So 2 into 10 to the power minus 3. Now it's just a matter of calculation. You can see what else to do. See, I'll just take all the numbers separately. 6 6 are 36. Okay. 10 to the power minus 9, and there is 10 to the power minus 4, 10 to the power 3. So 10 to the power 3 and 10 to the power minus 4 will become 10 to the power minus 1. 10 to the power minus 1 and 10 to the power minus 9 will become 10 to the power minus 10 divided by, you have 36 pi over here and also that 2 over here. Okay. And you have 10 to the power minus 6, 10 to the power minus 3, that means 10 to the power minus 9. So this will eventually become 10 to the power minus 1 divided by 2 pi. Okay. So now this is something which you can calculate. Put the value of pi as 3.14 or put it as 22 by 7, and I think you'll get the answer then. Okay, this is something which you can do. Probably the answer should come out as 1.59 into 10 to the power minus 2 amperes. From where is the formula derived? Knowledge facts. This is a part of Ampere's law. So your Ampere's law is integral B dot dl is equal to mu naught I enclosed, right? This was the formula. But there is another term over here, that extra term which accounts for electric field is like this. It is epsilon naught, okay, d phi electric field by dt. This comes in electromagnetic waves, not in magnetic field. So this formula is mentioned there. This is called as conduction current. What is it called? It is called as conduction current. Okay, remember this. And this one is called as your displacement current. This is called as your displacement current. So use this in conjunction with Ampere's law extended. Okay, this is the complete full form of Ampere's law. Usually you only study this much. This extra part is that displacement current. Is that now clear? Yes. No, I have not yet started this topic in Pathfinder. It's yet to come. It will come in electromagnetic waves. Okay, cool. Thank you, Malvika. Great. Okay, so this is something probably which should enter your notes. Trust me, if this problem comes now, 99.9% people will not get it because they would not remember the formula, they would have forgotten about it, or generally people ignore that chapter of electromagnetic waves. So very few people will get it, and I hope just because you have attended that class of mine, you will be able to do this now. Okay, well, now if you still want to practice more tests, let me tell you guys, if you're right now watching this video or even in the recorded way, trust me guys, there is a very easy way of just giving the 20-15 tests are there, mock tests are there. In this description box, you will see a link for test series. It's for 800 rupees. Check this out. This link over here is for 800 rupees, and that's your test series for JEE 2021. So JEE 2021, and they also come with discussion. So discussion is also a part of it. So this is something which you should look forward to. Just check that out. Probably start practicing from this test series. Everything has been mentioned. What and all is going to be there in this test series. It shows 2000. Don't get scared. You just click on buy now, but use my coupon code SHCC. You will get it for 800 rupees only. That's something which you should look forward to. Also, if you want lectures, there is a crash course link which you can check it out. That's for 10,000, but again you will get 60% off. That means 4,000 rupees when you click the buy now button. That will come with classes, revision lectures along with doubts. If you want your doubts to be clarified, that's your last ditch attempt in case you want to try it out. All right. So that's it from my side. On Thursday, I'm going to see you guys again, but that will be a Menti quiz. So guys, please come prepared. And if you have come very new to the channel, remember there are lots of videos which I have conducted even before this. Please check them out because these questions are very, very important, high probability questions. Thank you guys for being here. Bye bye Jahir, Priyanka, Yalini, Space Odyssey. 319 is decent. I have conducted a class on BitSat strategy and which branches you will get. Just check that out. Search for Shreyas sir BitSat strategy, you will get it. Okay, bye bye Science Priya, bye bye everyone, bye bye Riya, bye Narsimha, bye Malvika, bye Swaroop, bye bye Musical Evening. Take care Usha, take care Harshal, Porika, Logesh, bye bye, take care. See you guys, this was Shreyas here. Hasta la vista.